Hello, my name is Miguel Mata, and this is the This Way Out podcast, a component of the This Way Out project. This podcast is my attempt to address a few topics that can be especially challenging for some, but hopefully in a way that speaks to the humanity in each of us. It's my attempt at being a source for positive messages in a time where such messages can be hard to find. Good morning. It's Monday, March 23rd, 2020. Welcome back to the podcast, y'all. Sorry about missing my deadline for returning to the airwaves, but as you might imagine, much has happened since the last episode. First off, and most importantly, I got through those midterms. It went well enough, I guess. The challenging of balancing family and life with these college expectations have become a bit more complex, but they haven't elevated to the point of becoming impossible, so I continue forward. Also, I decided to take advantage of the time off for a spring break, so I went back to Texas to go visit some family, specifically my 87-year-old grandmother, who's doing fabulous. Tell you what, this lady, if I have in my 80s half of the energy and strength that she possesses now at 87, I would consider myself blessed. I hadn't seen her in a couple of years, and I got a hankering to pay her a visit, so I did. And I'm glad I did, because it was just the downtime that I needed personally to refocus and recharge my positive energies and move forward through the next stage of strange and peculiar time. Also, by the way, I did take some time to, as I stumble through my words here, I did take some time to review the previous podcast that I've already put out, and I took some notes, and hopefully you should hear some improvements in the product. I guess that's a little tough to believe, given I just finished stuttering through a whole bunch of words. Anyway, that being said, I would like some feedback if you have any. So comment or send me a message via Facebook or shoot me an email. Alright, so how's everyone doing so far? Are you good? Are you bad? Indifferent? Stay positive, y'all. Stay away from the news. Although, for most of them, their intentions are good, they have a tendency to go a bit over the top with the whole gravity of the overall situation, and not to downgrade or discredit anyone's source of information or the gravity of the situation, period, but if I had to take anyone's word, I prefer to take the words of my own doctor, who shared with me that, even though these are strange times and it's difficult, it's difficult, but it's not much different than what our regular day-to-day was. She said to me that we should all continue to practice good hygiene and hand washing, just as we've always done. Avoid large crowds if possible, and try and continue a regimen of proper diet and exercise. But like I said, basically what we've always done, except with a slightly increased awareness of space and physical contact. Also, social media may not be a good space to hang out either. I'm sure we've all seen the increased creativity in everyone's meme game, and some of those memes can be quite a bit insensitive to those personally affected by this pandemic. So if that sort of thing bothers you, consider unfriending some people or taking a break from social media altogether. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. If you're worried about losing friends over it, maybe those people weren't true friends of yours in the first place. Remember, it's about your mental health, not anyone else's. Alright, so enough of the doom and gloom stuff. This episode is supposed to be about staying positive, staying busy. How do you do that? Well, there's a few things that you could probably try. How about you call some of those family members you haven't had a chance to talk to in a while. See how they're spending their time. Use those FaceTime and video chat apps that are so popular. Call a friend. FaceTime them. I saw a video recently where there were two little girls who were playing Connect 4 over video chat. How'd they do that, you might ask? Well, they each had their own Connect 4 board game, and they just would mirror what each other did on their side of the call. that may not make much sense the way I explained it, but it was pretty neat, and they seem to be having fun, and maybe you can come up with something like that with a friend or a loved one yourself. Use this time to get caught up with your own family, right? Maybe you can, I know we're homeschooling and stuff like that, so, that can be fun. We can make that fun. Learning can be fun. I'll tell you what is funny. In my neighborhood, I've seen more families walking around than ever before, which is cool. It's cool. But what a great opportunity to hang out with your family right now, right? I'm always going to advocate creativity. So, thrust yourself into a hobby or something you enjoy. Jigsaw puzzles, photography, blogging, woodworking, crocheting, podcasting maybe. Writing, knitting, whatever. Maybe use this time to get familiar with something you've always been curious about. Maybe you wanted to learn how to play an instrument, or write a few chapters to a book, or sketch out a comic book. All those are decent options. I think there's a ton more to look into or try out. How about dancing? Yeah, I said it, dancing. Turn on the music nice and loud and get to shaking and shimmying like no one is watching. Even if someone is watching, have some fun. Or try singing. Not sure if you're aware of this, but there's a bunch of karaoke playlist options on YouTube. However you're spending your time these days, if you're someone who tends to trend toward the negative, just do your best to be mindful of that and try and gravitate into spaces surrounded by good vibes. That means something different for everyone, but for the most part, keeping things positive is a matter of how we spend our time and who we spend our time with. Before I conclude, I just want to make one small point. Something to consider when finding ways to spend your time and keep things positive. Do what you can to keep things on the simpler side. It might seem like common sense, but sometimes we can fill our days with trivial and not worthwhile tasks just for the sake of filling up time. And in that effort, we can overcomplicate or overwhelm ourselves for no reason. This is a good time to reset and rest and not stay busy for the sake of staying busy. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. But once again, you know you best. Okay, ladies and gents, stay safe out there, folks. Remember, this is a serious health concern we have going on in the world. However, stressing about it won't do you or anyone close to you any favors. The best thing to do now is to remain in control of the things that are in your control. That includes the hand washing, avoiding public spaces as much as possible, avoiding touching your face when possible, practicing good sneezing and coughing etiquette, all of that stuff. But that's it, right? Outside of that, we just have to have faith in the people responsible for getting this bug under control, and hope that soon after that, we can all return to a way of life we're all familiar with. All right. So, as always, I'm super proud of you guys. I think you guys are doing awesome, and keep up the great work. Stay positive. Surround yourself with good vibes, positive things, positive people, and we're all going to make it out of this okay. I have zero doubt in my mind. It's all going to be okay. All right, folks, we'll talk to you later. God bless. We'll talk to you on Thursday. This has been the This Way Out podcast, a part of the This Way Out project. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to hear future episodes, please subscribe. If you would like to get in touch with me to recommend future topics, provide feedback, or for any other reason, you can comment on the episode or send me an email at thiswo.light@gmail.com. That's thiswo.light@gmail.com. If you're interested in the other aspects of the This Way Out project, be sure to visit my website at thiswo-light.com.